was calculating something, but forget it. What was I get that to this number approximately. Say the Bulgarians came from to Europe in this date. You know, and the Ottomans entered there in Europe the double years after. So let's see. Full Ottoman invasion of Europe. It's some butter in 364, but already look after this, right? I don't know, before already. Not tudom, what classical army made. Let's see. Rise of the Ottomans. Bulgarian Empire. Here, you know. Not earlier, man, for fuck's sake, I saw it. 15 is here, you know. What emperor the saved to follow the. They are fighting with each other, the BS probably. They are messing around here. Disunited, yeah. We stand Muslim, Let's see, so here. Look here, Turks here. And also, wait a minute, here we are, is the first, so you can say the Muslim Europe, Arabs Europe, how to say. Siege of Constantinople. You know, first Arab siege of whatever. You know, so the Arabs are on the same place here. Constantinople, I guess, was here. Here, you know. And you know, there was one Hungarian chronicle puts the Hungarian coming, the second Hungarian coming, also to this date, you know. I saw for Bulgarian this also, but mostly I don't know what the place out. They put the, you know, 4 years, whatever, not more days. So in fact, we double this thing. Where was say when I first took action here? Look, exactly the half. Plus we have interestingly a black plague in Europe. So you know, too much thing. Order this Ottomans not came there. To say in Barhebraios Chronicle puts on this year that the Huns coming. Huns invaded Persia. So they are still Huns. But here we have already go there whole forward exactly 100 years later. You know? All this is the same thing. So look, divided in half. Look, you know. So he started in 40. He starts probably, you know, I remember like 50 days. It was a new again, you know. So, what the fuck to say, you know? Arab invasion or attempt to siege Constantinople, which was Byzantine victory, they say, whatever. So Arab attempt, let's say, to enter in Europe. So Arabs in Europe, let's say, same like fucking Turks in Europe. And also I wanted to say, because you know, Bulgarians said they came from Europe, came to Europe, it's BS probably, like the Hungarian and all the nomad northern stories I'm talking about now. So the northern Eurasia for 1,000 years old nomads, starting with Sarmats, Yaziks, Huns, ended with Tartars, came to 1,000 years is mental illness, is BS, right? So, what I wanted. Oh yeah, Seljuks. Yeah, the Seljuk Turks, Bar Hebraeus Chronicle. He says the name, but you can find only in this book, it seems. If you put in Google books, enters the book, Bar Hebraeus, Abu Faragi Chronicle, whatever. Saul, Kitty, I was thinking, what the heck is his name? Later came to my head that it's about the Seljuk Turks. He said, Anno Gregor here, this year of Greeks, but he put it like circa, I don't fucking care about where it's put it, but which calendar, because all the same is cut in pieces. So even he says that the beginning of kingdom of Salgukites, Seljuks probably in Persia, which should be around the end of 11th century versus Byzantium when, entering Byzantium. But here, look, it says the Huns, who are called Guzae, Gagozia, and whatever. Gezu, Jesus, Giza, I don't know, Giza is also whatever. Like I said, nomad invasions is BS, it's about something else. James Damex Hirkania. Hirkania is one of the other part of the southern, eastern type, part of the Caspian Sea, but it's a mess with geography. There are so ones, so it can be the western part also, whatever. It says the Khazar from the Khazar Terra, so the land of the Khazars. Khazars were called the Persians by Scythians, so now from Persia invaded to Persia. But the officials don't say this. All these sources, and there are just so few. So I'm imagining how many sources still exist. Because they will put out a question: who is who then? Who invaded who? So this is BS. Or is Khazaria, so Scythia. Again, we are back to, when it says Huns, and Bar Hebraeus is a big name, as I saw a few places mentioned it, One of the most important chronicles from the Syrian, or what is it, I don't know. Even it says Syriac, Uniuncum Syriac. He's a big guy, so he's not just, so let's say, Hungarian chronicle, Samer, nobody, Abu Faragi, is called. Look how many is written about him. Probably the most important one of sources, But they don't, when it comes about Huns, they don't cite this shit, or other things, So I just want to say whatever he has for this data. Huns invading, not Europe, but fucking Persia, or the Seljuks, but the Seljuks already 200 years before he invaded, 250. What with the Parthian-era difference, Parthian-era difference, when you see something, is probably the same thing. Look here, around here. Manziker battle in 074 or some shit like this, whatever. But I don't read, so I don't know exactly the story, but whatever, Once, let's recapitulate again. Bulgars in EU, 2 times goes to 342. When here on the fucking wiki they say first around, I wanted to say that the Bulgarians, the poor Bulgarians also they are brainwashed because all central northern Eurasian story, nobody knows his origin. Exactly, or if he say he thinks he knows, comes his neighbor and says, no, those were we, and you are fake, and mess fucked up everything, Nor the Turks don't know who they are, nor the Slavs, nor the Hungarians, nor the Bulgars, only the Romanians, of course, they say, we are aboriginal, thank you, BS. Meanwhile, everybody in the periphery, west, south, and east of Eurasia, everybody is at least 2,000 years old people, or even more, has continuity, had glorious history, and every fucking thing, you know. So the poor Bulgarians also, they don't know who they are, you know. They know if fucking they're skitty, Huns, whatever, you know. According to the sources, at least. But they obviously are denying the sources also, as I said, you know. So what it just came in my head because I'm putting up, put it up a few times like, how to say, like, from one event or people, they made up two and put that to fight in history books. So this I wanted to say that, right? Turks in EU. Here also let's put siege of Consta Arabs in EU. And here again, whatever, Huns, I don't know, fucking put that, whatever. So probably, you know, Bulgarians are said, they let to say, they not even call it nationalists like Hungarians. 20 years before the Hungarians said that we are Scythians, it was categorized as nationalism. Extreme, and all that shit you can imagine. The next step you were anti-Semitic and everything, you know. But Bulgarians can say they are Sarmatians sometimes, they are Huns, but they must struggle that they were saying also Turkish as, but the Turks, because nobody looks on the source, Turks were also not Mongol. You know? That's it. Already done bust number. So what I wanted to say is fuck up here. You know, so poor Bulgarians, they don't know it. They are Mongolic, Turkish origin, or there's Hun Scythian, or the Hun again, you know, you say Mongolic. Turks also Turks, you know, Mongolic or what the heck, you know. So probably here they in Bulgaria and case of Turks in Europe, Bulgars in Europe, probably they fabricated two peoples, one southern story, one northern, but to the same place, how to say, you know. Two events and two peoples or whatever, you know. Like I said already that the Soliman conquest Hungary is Hungarian conquest, you know. So yeah, and none of them, not one of them were Mongol or Arab. If you take it's about the global story or something else, you know. So or if you just take simply, you know, here Arabs coming in EU, double-headed Turks coming. The Arabs are Turks. Already I showed it some 2-3 times that the Moors were also the Turks, you know, the Arabs. But here can be said now that they fabricated two stories with different connotation, how to say, people say shit. The Bulgarians coming and Turks coming with double fucking years. And also with, I guess, with Hungarian things are observed. Manuel Bista Hungars divided in two. Avars occupied Singidrum, Belgrade. So Avar wars here versus Byzantines is the same with the Hungarian wars with Byzantines. Hungarians Avars are double thing also. Probably if I go deeper, I could take out because that the Byzantines are the Ottomans also, you know. Fucking. I took out, I said a few times or whatever. So I just came in I calculated something with Jason's new video, I don't know, came in my head and I get that this number. And I was thinking, well, wait a minute, because here the Bulgars coming, here the Turks coming in Bulgaria, you know. And that came out this fucking, come on man, goes to, well, alright, Bulgars here, but you know, can we put that to here also? Bulgarian coming, let's make a search. Goes to this most biggest major battle, I guess, which can be said here already a battle, but here just as allies to Turks, you know, so not big battles still yet. Turkish forces, but where are the battles, you know? Maritsa, that's what I want to say. Maritsa battle is the first biggest, Ottoman's biggest, the first, I guess, or almost the first. Just put that here already, you know. Bulgarians defeated, but here not the Bulgarians are defeated. But yeah, Hungarians also, when the Bulgarians struggled with Turks, Hungarians attacked them. We were always shit in history, I know this shit. Yeah, of course. Where's the Maritza bottom, man, fuck's sake. But there are the Serbs interesting, so not the Bulgars. You know? Yeah. Oh. Here. This is the other is put there on search, but you can see it. This second bottle. First bottle is 64, but if you dig in sources, I already saw about this. I remember. It's a mess, so it can be 10 years before, later. Not fucking matters, whatever, you know. But let's see, separate Ottoman occupation of Bulgaria. Ottomans in Bulgaria. From late, from middle, fucking not matters, same fucking. From here to there. The middle number is 60, whatever. So you know, Bulgarians in Trace, let's say Thracia, let's say in English. Same with the Ottomans in you know. What fucking Ottoman is with red? Look, has red beard and looks Mongolian. The man talk fucking innocent and mess up everything. They mess up everything to be unrecognizable. I don't say. First bloodshed, but you know, where's somebody? Maritza battle is the 60. '64 put that, but probably can't be earlier. Come on, man, for fuck's sake. Serbs in so the destruction of Serbs. What the heck are doing the Serbs here in Bulgaria? I don't fucking. What the fuck they show here? It's here somewhere, so not the Bulgar. In fact, which is the first battle of Bulgar? It's failed, but where are the battles? Then shit. Here, look, they get better bullets, you know. But there's another battle is before that. Serbs in Digi. Serbs, whatever it is. Whatever it is about that, you know, I want to say. Arabs in EU are the Turks in EU. Put out the Byzantine Empire also, if you want. And the Bulgarians in EU is the same story again. But we don't know which is the real background story. Let's see what. Here for the same interesting again, Huns from North, Persia. They say they came from Karzarum Terra. Korsaros, we call it by splitting off the Persians. So now they went from Persia to Persia. That's what I'm saying. They fabricate two. From one event, they fabricate two. I don't know. It sounds crazy, I know, but I don't know what to say. They put I don't know. One Hungarian Chronicle says the event Hungarians coming also that this date, you know. You're already 69. Probably some can calculated off. Whatever fucking ever, not. Plus interestingly, we have for this year so doubled Moorish siege number, how to say. Arabs, we had the fucking Black Plague against in Europe, you know. And also the Cimmerians, in few books are put there in big cities here, you know. It's against some Cimmerians, somebody from North Black Sea West Persia, and some say they are Agathis also who lived in Transylvania, first mentioned it in this place. Can be Tracia or Pannonia, Dacia or whatever, you know. Cimmerians in BC, but it connects to Sumeria, Anunnaki things, Jason also. Hey, you know, it's crazy. Alright, that's it, not games, well.